But they say you're a managing director, Prudential Bank. I ask some more. Maybe a Benzo and you see a friend. Mr. Javi Machi.
Yeah, Jaquame.
Na Boko there.
Namia Dumbo.
And Pacho one year crash Benzo no.
Pacho Sano.
Movie sir.
Now we understand.
Now you understand.
Oh yeah, this is a crash Benzo.
Open you Machi Boko there.
Yeah, Jabibia Boko, Namia Dum.
Na untina na me boso kan yeso tra Trinidad and Tobago nso.
Because you more crazy.
Okay, yes, what tra ho.
Because you want to be called.
Prudential Bank, I just say.
Prudential Bank, a cosu ye pa, Numa, ye, bank pigeon a year. You go swire customers, your bois, you're ready for, your more, your saw my snake. She said, Yamiadum, if I said, the firm last year, so I would try the see. Or mem ha affected banks in a seven ye cocaine biswa ye polica crano. Ye na 8 years original bank we as say bank be 8 years original. Ye twa ye kwan so aye conti. Prudential bank there ya tra there through ya call ye dim say you go so aye boy ye customers ne ye boy beautiful. Say only say Prudential bank there ye can Ghana for banks ya bank. You become from indigenous bank. One of the few banks are Sebi.
Just say Ghana need their Ankran
Ghana phone kwa the Ghana Ankran for any abind the kakra room. Yena your camp banks ka Crebio bank Ghana Hanoma Ghana for indigenous bank na yet Ghana Jumediasi yet Ghana business I say you missing a beautiful is idiomubia efan. It yet me boa mu so much ni ye momutimi idiomubia manekoso.
Ghana hankasa na efimra sa also ba bank na adwuma mu no ama nipa bebre asa rehemu mo efa bank adwuma ho no asa swati asa ehu bi aba obey MD Prudential Bank den nkransha sem na wo e de ka kire enye ya ye Prudential for nkwan so e bia bank fo na den ne nkomo abepese ye de adwene ebekoso
oh me de me ka kire amanfo nyina se omonti ase se ye firm no say atra ho no kra ye aban apusu ye mu kakra Bank of Ghana e hye ne oma wo so ye se ne be ya banks na nkasa no ehun be din say ye na aban pese banks na 7 crofo no banks no ho ye din ni etimi hwe crofo yi se ne be ye kra amanfo sika etimi kra mu yi na da chance bi atorenche bi ameto ya ma ye nja omusika ankohye eti a free honor no banks na ye kai ni nyina no bia mu eden bia capital eso bia dwetri eso se de bia ye usika we ye ho a eni kwa so stroke ra ye nyina ye ho eden ene nam no nti se de obi amfa no bu ento de yem say enioma ye go through about 8 years ago 6 years ago 2017 2018 yeah ABC no ya tra ya nya dia ya sa kosa yin bi na aban e sheda Central Bank ne sheda e de enhihye bi beto ho a ebe ama ye nyina ye ho adin banks nyina ho adin ama ye mu adu se na be ya e bi twahwe ankrankra ne anwumadwuma fo so sika ye
o say banks nya mu odu say obi agina ne na so ne atwam na twamukọ ne aka ne ye bo ho ban na se banks nya ho de adin na memra Prudential
se na misika ye no ye nyina ho eden eno ye nyina ho eden but ye wo de ye de ma ye customers ye de hwe omo ekwan ya yesi ekura omu yesi hwahwa omu se na misika ye infitiase no ye Ghana fo ye ti Ghana fo ejumedi ase ye nim se na musi ye business wo he baby I am branches no se ya obo se nyina na ewodwem ben ye customers no ye de beautiful na ye adwuma mwasi yet Ghana for business as it Ghana for enhihye ene ye enioma se ne sie enioma ye nim se ne Ghana for sie enioma ntino ye wo ekwan a ye de hwe ye customers echire no to say Prudential ye bank bia ye fa ne say they say banking ye ka say banking is going digital right bank bia no help Ghana Ghana go cash light. Since you can say be you see cash be brienfa.
Chess abefo kwanso.
Abefo kwanso.
Na Ghana for yen sheda mpenisa o. Yes still a ye pe e wa hin bi wa hin. Eti ebe den na mwetimi amana to etrim se abefo kwanso ye kwan o se ye fa so.
Ye she be bria idea ba na man na easy say customers bit me you see. Ye wo she be bria digital she be bria. Customers so no muso so fa bibi say mobile money a kwa na e kosoro ofa bibi say MP a e de mobile money hyehyeye nkofo e de om card e to ade okoto ade shop bia na we use so card e o POS terminal na call restaurant o call chop bar o call bar bia na we use o card e o POS terminal e sa hyehyeye ni nyina ye obi enti e no so ye hu say amafo e so amafo ni gye ho since say omon be yi sika ombutum sika e de ato ade no omo pe say sika no wo fidie so ufa ufo na utumi QG Ghana code QR code pay
yeah
utumi the card so QR code na wo dey swipe na wetu aka nti amafo so na esum wo mu say check akra but amafo so na esum say oko schools na omojiji school fees enye obia na okọ say o discount
utua bank no
utumi tua bank utumi your collection platforms and so utumi tua also it between yen customers no any omutua school fees and I say students na ka say tua fees and I say education fees etc exam fees ni na omutumi if abefum fidie kwan so it me tua say opa e ba na say teachers say teachers licensure fee ye gigibi ye amafo obi
mana mojiji no mko feli ye no
na ye gigi abo am so akopase feli ani
ye die
inti amafo so na esum amafo so inti wom say adwirifo akese na omojiska akese na de bebre na gusuaji but ukoko mu a wute se nkakra na adwirifo no bebre ukọ abuso kan ukọ kan shi ukọ Madina market omunyina ankofo so na esum na your friend say Prudential Bank yenso yedi mu akotene pa e wo sa abefo
me hu se wo kasa nyina no wo kasa fa adwirifo ankrankra adwuma ade adam wani so say mo ne adwirifo ne ankrankra adwuma ye na mo ya na se de
ye ade adwirifo no omo hu hia yen pa yes share bank na se no ye founders no ehu say ye adwirifo na omo Ghana ha no Sebi banks be brain na enhye na enhwe omo yi onti na mo hwe omo yi nti ye no Prudential Bank ya adwen say ye nkrofo ne omo nti ye be ben omo ne aso omo yi ye hwa ankrankra ye hwe students products be brio ho ye wo enkoda products be brio honom ye wo products I ma contractors ye hwe obia chese teachers ye ma teachers ye mom products ye mom loans ye wo services I mom uko schools
maintain so aka journalist ho asemo yes unke ka ho bio
na me ka ba
ye tise waka ye die bio
we say it been dwedie bia ye fa journalist nka journalist number na say omo no ohwe obi ya omo ka bi ma ho
eno ano no but ora piaje what be managing director and Chebia na mejili se ebia also wo ani swade hunu a opese ode bank no fam ye Prudential Bank answer be do honum obi se friend Dr. Sylvester Chejemfi or say ebia no hu ni din ye but me castle ya obehu or say tell Benzo I'm listening to him, I'm on my way to Seshiri also and pacho me castle in the hu ni pa ko hu okay obi so see a friend Ewura Shadow PBL Prudential Bank Giselle branch. Your MD is here. You say good morning and you wish him well. Obiso say your friend or Colonel George Sam or say the one and only Accra's Benzo. Good morning to him from somewhere.
From Abuchi.
18 nami bisa say adian we ni swade hunu enti awabe MD ebia obi o Prudential Bank dada. Obenya rehemu say mojamunu biaba. Anaso bi oni hodada no nim so okay nipa fufura ba ekwan de be fa so nie ade ne sa enisade hu
Kwame, Emrebia no say amount for a drain local banks on I say Ghana for banks here. And I drain say Ghana for banks here. You my no service ya catch kakra.
Okay.
Me pese me ma me di bank enim kan. Na ma amount for nyina hu ne say bank ye nam pempen so bi a baby aye kɔ no. Ekwan bi so a baby aye kɔ no na pese ye dru no. Ye pese obi ehu say ye bank a mameka brofo kakra ye efficient. Yeah, me person me di bank so ema di bank enim kan ema bank a very very efficient and profitable banker ye hwe your customers ye ma all the products are bank bia edi mo akotene wo Ghana ha and I say we are say fa na nyina no omuma say products bi omuma bia no ye sweet me maybe because ye nim say bank ye bit me a krem they are your customers ye ama your customers so aboyen ama yenya emfaso ayepe e dia my onkrofo a omde omsika ahye yen bank a shareholders no they say ye a very very modern efficient and effective bank that serves its customers very very well say ebeya obi ntimi ehwemu ga say local bank there omo customer service to say and a foreign bank there omo customer service to say ye di mu na me di bank enim kan na me executives omo time echi me staff omo time echi ye nyina ye deliver good customer service ama ye customers say be obi abegu say local banks nso it will deliver say multinational banks nso it deliver na
Open yeah ye tie no hey I'm saying there will be a person from you. He's a very hardworking and focused person. Minim nache. So I not here. BB of the World Cup. I didn't see a for a crash benzo. I didn't hear for a
Edibia me madam for also I also young or they told me Dr. Atulinzi. Because school you know benzo and your friend but on why started frame me across benzo and I beg how atu we didn't have the man no say we are the frame
only the school eh
me in the school take na you mean na your hall na your friend Katanga
okay sankro for no
na me your president actually
who could drew ho
I'm your student leader and
oh not just one share down your cratchy be so
oh no Katanga is a hall of gentlemen
yetinda yes mo ben so mo ya basa so kakra
ya been ya gentleman pa yinim ya say obi okọ Katanga bia no ya principled ade ba kwa we ho ne say yenye obi ka say yenye fake people you can't same straight.
What you see is what you get.
Yes. What you see is what you get.
Alote Jacob's telephone. Alote Katanga Ekubia. 80 from there. You say why you more banks be near there, but and then Yamiadom or Prudential as managing director. Yeah, Bompire say would you mabukuyi na eja ye no ma ye Prudential bank no. Na ye nya rishim ye no ma ye ni ho nso no. Ebia na wunti. Ye beba me hu se akosia ehwe manim na Mrs. Akosia bo ahin pacho ya no echi na mame
me chia no hard working
on my pressure papa on my pressure papa
ejuma no
finally opening ade na be ka kire ye tiefo nyina
de me ka kire tiefo ne say Prudential Bank gina ye sorry Prudential Bank gina ye na ya ready say you best serve mo ye it's ye free ankrankran adwumayefo students journalists it's my journalists account
yeah that's it
doctors lawyers all the people say mumbra Prudential Bank ye bie ya punu nyina ye twem ye best mo ba na mo na bi didwa because ye temo ase ye te Ghana for business as ye te Ghana for house ye nim de Ghana for ye best mo ba na your products be brave a lot of the electronic products now say what say banks be break can yeah they no edi mo akotene pa yen star 772 hash code no yeah the nyoma be brave enye payments per yeah the to say collections mass schools sorry say to collection hospitals media houses say government payments be brave to say utia taxes utia snit nina yeah be on utia water bill light bill nina between acquire branch and also between you see a code now the aye say so nyamiadrum MTN partner bank okay MTN star 170 now Prudential Bank abesi hot number 18 eti say no ye gusua ye kokoye ni ye hwese customers bebree eba amafo bebree ba join na my customers na yes yet me asomom say na pese som Ghana fo nyina.
Managing Director, Prudential Bank, Mr. Bernard Kofi Apia JB. Edin ne school din ne kratemudin no. Now, for those of you on the social circuit, yes, indeed, Accra's Benzo is my guest. It's a very weird combination, but it is what it is. Oyene Juman, I'm some media. It's he. At this point, open here, that's it.
Bedase Kwame na mpache wo ansa na me kono wo me ento enkranche me ma me a oye one of the biggest fan
Mitirinkwa
Antesi Tantra Hill ma obano wa ha me de Kwame me don kra na ba
Antesi anope ye chia o ma mema mienu ye wa ha oye na adwuma na me ye media nso ye wia na asan aba abusua. Everybody chop for your website. Open here, that's say 25 minutes past 9. Peace once. 104.3 Peace FM. Yeah, to us, Kokrokoo Jumedie live in your ear. 28 minutes to 10 o'clock in the morning. Run, man, run.
Santana whole studio.
And I people watching.
Mama Jodo.
Apum.
Ojudan Banyanku Ponzi and Quache. Shana Yin Kenis in there. When you if you were able to Kokrokoo platform do.
Amen.
Chojuro. Shana Yin Kenis in there, you win him so.
Oh, Mr. Mishaha. Prudential Bank switch yo.
Yeah,
What's it? A woman man.
I will reconsider.
You reconsider. Kwame Duncan. The exciting. The loquaciously exciting. The ebullient.
Oh, uncle. I'm a mama very sensitive.
The bubbly.
Washa.
Come here.
Yes, uncle.
Akwaba.
Yeah.
Apum.
Aduma and Pride man to pay your son.
Amen. Yeah, that's his one to pay in what did you?
That's right.
Nah.
He based on your back.
Chadeo de Mbruum.
Not of that.
And Pocho Monko a cornes na membra. But this one says when malaria strikes, remember to get Mala 2. Mala 2, power over malaria. So that's very simple. Kokrokoo discussion brought to you by Mala 2. When you malaria, kaise Mala 2 and the bejo unkwan. And then if you're looking to pay, switch to ZPay mobile money. Get more, pay less. ZPay is always open, safer, cheaper, and more convenient. Alode,
I mean,
graphic name. Ekufado resurrects in Kroma.
Yeah, I know boy about one some papa.
Pedam you know start.
No, until me pede yeah for if you do not may invite you go there. I'm in a go there go.
Kokrokoo.
Bana be maminchia waiting for Ora Dr. James Atu Lindsay.
This weekend
This week yala. Oh yeah, if he day yeah shall see, but there will be no week.
Oh,
Because the mother is a royal of the Cape Coast royal family.
okay.
Nti ENCP. But Miminda, oh yeah, 7 o'clock. Or 5 past the coffin. Or Methodist, Pentecost Church.
Okay.
Pentecost Church was decided. Na ya share main burial service now is 9 o'clock. Na if you bury so you are private. But
okay.
every baby if you are you are the August visitor and
Hey, meeting kwan.
September August and September visitor.
I in carbon natural. No, we in Fibu.
Obi if you. And if you are here go Cape Coast new Cape Coast Sports Stadium on funeral at the celebration now will take place. We see that so Yaboko Pentecost Church by 8:39 I shall say. What the saddle just close to Solace Club. The we also have refreshment. If he is a baby, Yama Dr. James Atu Lindsay or Abu Fufu Kakra. Nemo Friday, Saturday, dressing in black and white, black and red. And Adizu Sundays we white and black. And as some other way.
Crime and trust wo. But what's the mean beside then?
I be saying PR square.
Pi R squared.
Pi R square. Me and PR square. Oh, you
I'll tell you, send it down birthday ninty still are you and the birthday mood. By the way, belated birthday wishes to you.
Thank you.
What's the birthday mood now? I them.
Indeed, I enjoy it. Mete 2 club DNA. Meji fufu. Me mother. That's all. But my greatest joy was with my grandchildren. A lot of my grandchildren were around me. And I am Kufubi, so the
a lot.
I gave a sawmill at the Kakumudo. Benjamin Yamaka Kana. The Aga was it. You are meant to be Guamna and you Mayaka. You are meant to be small boy being I or young Callum, or a disability child. Obakadum house of one pen or Jesus Christ. Amen. One pass. One pass. Kwame.
Yes.
What I saw yesterday on television was a great job. Once again, the founder of this nation has been really honored. The word really. Because now we can talk about Kwame Nkrumah ni park your library ni nyamo OUC. If you look at the design, now I'm a marker Abraham Lincoln nusu ni memora adi wo US.
No.
This is what as a nation we ought to do. We should honor our heroes. Yeah, heroes, we should honor them. Say inyama pansam. Like what happened at Asumdwe Park. Since Asumdwe Park has been renovated. Beautiful. Wale kwa when you're beji there at long last. Sebita frache. Yen paying Professor Atamas. In who when I want in and park. And see, we ought to honor our heroes.
In honoring our heroes, so we see any hero but to Facebook page so birthday and so how come you celebrated it yesterday?
Oh, it was yesterday, 4th July.
That mistakes is no.
It's bound to happen. Those days now, you most were used to Facebook. No, you know, I am a hand. This I've taken over myself.
Video saver. Is this your one? And then Kokrokoo correcting.
My correcting the same thing. There was what the Twitter about one added to Twitter. Open the thread there. The Avia especially showing it. Kwame. Majis there every Nkrumah is behind your beji. Now, as all your one woman, or in there nobody done. Nana Akufo-Addo Obia Onala Ofi a different political dispensation. No wa honor Osaji for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Wa honor Professor Ivan Satamels. And see, I debia mekande say yetone shedza Nana Akufo-Addo riya. He's building this country. He's reminding us of the past, the present, and how the future should be. The future is that in Yangasa we should have faith in ourselves. Because yes, survival as a nation depend on us. And see, Nana Akufo-Addo money ye. The decorations in the Nyama wire hall, the architecture design, it's extraordinary. Now, say an Nkrumah is na criticize Nana Akufo-Addo hwani yi na dwenu hu yi ansa na egbe wonum na za cancer o say na Nkrumah is parties awa be nyina obiala ntumi ye oho fefefe ti den Nana Akufo-Addo Gwami won
Acrobat no anala internet Acrobat no just
big nose party only national organization.
Why president? How are president?
Obi Amwa.
President.
Yo.
Ina akomotia national organization.
National organization.
No way.
Ne general secretary here, ma mu body. Dr. Matthew Bogu president. Kwame Jege. Ne ye beto yin na. Ye beto yin President Gufo.
80 BNP Big Nose Party.
Big Nose Party.
Matthew Poku Pempe General Secretary.
Your General Secretary.
Chief
Obia Moye National Chairman.
Obia National Chairman.
What's all the general? Obama le peka. But in more
and Patron President Kufo.
Petro
And Acrobat Yabade.
Acrobat you a national organizer.
Now also Yabade.
I mean me a propaganda secretary.
Said one I want him so.
Is it Kwame?
Yes, I did.
Yeda President Nana Akufo-Addo asi. Yaman in Sunkwa. Yami mo nyincha. Nemo tida mamukan. I repeat it again there. Say awalanga say believe there Yankume is a social democrat. Na condemn Nana Akufo-Addo. Na kaseyi. Osende social democracy that was introduced by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Mpa wa behye ne kana ma nidin Kwame Nkrumah nidin orukoso ma amanfo revisit ni national park. Oye aja Nana Akufo-Addo oye yon mampehin we sisi ho wa ye ho kama. Nti masam kakra mo kan won.
Alote yada say. Kwame, any comments?
Chairman General, and I pay Mincha Songo Krana,
Ejodo.
Mincha, waiting for Pim,
Ejodo.
and can't film from Mantum for now. Betty to some control that this one too is for good.
This one too is for good. Anti Betu Agona Swedru. Good.
Na a Quambiado. Kokrokoo space, even if he's not occupying it, we'll continue to remind him that the space is a special niche, meant and only meant for him. And he cannot leave us just on the way, as he appears to be doing. In Kokrokoo, kwane biara ishe biara na pay maminchio na the public discourse mwanga samaya mayebe bodwi wadarum mama magapi madaho millions and millions of your admirers they miss you see oh man ponafi what surprises he na me bia aboboa nti uncle msro echimichia Kobra Bonfe, and a pay
Kabila
was keeping his sleep or say, Kobra and a pay ma a show of Biden, Nimbuchi, Hobia, Michio. Na,
no, on any birthday, 1st July.
I'll show it. Cobra, no, alote.
And your neck will
Na, small boy, in there, Yoko.
Oh, I see.
Wow, nice one.
Yoko's in the bed in there.
Nice one.
That's right.
Na musumana na oye Prince Kakali apa nusu oye echina ozinezi.
That's right.
And then Kokrokoo back is on Friday.
Hey, Kokrokoo on Friday. Missing the 3 days.
3 days. Now, Kwame, I'm the Nsaman Wichi.
Enyo, AIDS me between.
I was in here, so one hour.
No, inti a obobo edu na efe yanko wa hondindo.
Yeah, the people cream. I want ma. Kwame. Wo ha bebo mi a wa benefit efi amampan na be a amampan Akufo-Addo ahye hwanimiam. Nwa the entire life. There were watching ma wejanum posa na wodi wa bem ma da mo hode wo won silver spoon shisheshe hwanu ma wodi gina do so ba won gasa won panyin ma won so ba politics a wodi deputy minister MP minister vice president also anapa ade sin hol kwa kadan na wa be your man pain was in Yimo, oh, retain in Yimo, Shanda. Chamoyan kum, Namancha Nusubank. Medin Curfew at Tamers Ho and Sanama Bankruma Ho. And Chancha Tamers is a keen competitor. Kufado.
Yeah.
A Kufado net attempt to be in office 2008 or deprived. At Tamers no deprived. And answer them.
Answer them. No winning.
Yeah, Tamils won 2008 elections.
It is just so be war or ya be another I say. Nay, the Nasam do a massama. Nature you Kufado. As we say. Then you pa order the vice president. Eman Bachan, in punishing in Memo. O yin the baby machi. Onumpo was oppositioner, o see, or party mu. Numun sama, o poem. Papa Nijana, no, baby machi. Said the Yam Cassi. Yamencha the saw walk about to Munquim Ziba, my vice president. Yes, sir, na pa, Henwa, Henwanda. Papa, we're from the Tomlin's room. Or then you are chairman. Ma Abando, ya dear pen crabio num parampo or ya some pea. Na eventually one cassa. Na your man paying a settle baby. My Chinese folk were bad now, Baba Bear near whom I that were yet. Dialote, baby, support to my church in him. Ubanda near the Englisha, Yahunda by our clothes at an oho. And Tassi, Mount Quampa come once a man. You can't go and push out or money out roba. Emma Ma, it's by your man paying in fair night. In fair night after the 6 months now. Who paying other Russia banner, baby, or man paying. It did the 6 months, 4 good years. Baby, my one Cassani, or paying a quatrain. You were in office. Come, the entire place had deteriorated on some fat opinion. No, I'll take your caps, okay? No, ho. And I'm punching and going, what about tennis?
What about tennis then? Mommy gave me a pedal by punching in 1 year about tennis.
Why me want a quick round crampo? What's our this? What? No, what? Papa, baby, my pen crab, one a quick round for walk. One, Emma Mitchell, or power higher. When you know, because it's become somehow like a cow dung. Fetch them. But that was the state. You'll be out to me. Catch your dog will be papa the Mawa. Do you be obi them also will be papa. Yimponam no doma and you ban. Shakwe Ojan or Yahobasa. No Kokrokoo, Ayundo no advocacy at Tamils Institute. Ordinama no lobbying. Ordinama Mama Payna Sunda or ye or Safata. No, there, yes, ho. Emma ho, Benyam. Moshe, opinion or the one ocean in yam. Kufa to Gilanado, or ye or ni one of the agencies or a Jubilee House war, a coastal development. Kwame, why ye ho come, to be fit. A resting place of a former president. Yo,
which includes a library.
A library.
Peace FM.
Alote.
Thank you.
If you also ya about payina. No sooner buying o papa no ya minister. Ana me say nyimo wu a awari tem wo karim mangasim gom kotokra ba gom nyimo wu a hwenda. Na chamunyanko so no chamunyanko na mencha owusuban onam yanko no mo ma cha owusuban. O papa o fanda o yesu afo wa banum ɔno no ɔnam do magina do a kyɛ do ɔwode wanwo anto bankam ɔwo to ayi wɔfa na ayi isu do yɛmi nkyɛ da ebɛyɛ abɛm nyimpa wɔ abra na Rollins no de ɔman do Rollins ɔyɛ no so na effort though I say Pepe Otidi Ampa, whichever derogatory terms in which I held him, or the Fawundi the bay, and the Oya effort, Kafan, no, the fin the Maya the bay. Yaho, the Kwame Nkrumah Bazilium, or Yabi. I don't tell my make him back. I'm not Kwame Bonham from Minja Casa. I just saw you die, you woman. Mamu da so ameka na odanu kwem.
Oye ni baba budu abazu di so.
Correct.
Yo.
Enna wa bem Rollins yadam. Rollins mpo de no cha ni bibiara enyima na wa Kwame Nkrumah na bem. Owegya. Ba ya vice president 3.5 years. In your president 6 months. It's also your president 4 years. Kwame Nkrumah muzolom tutu ya Kwame. No ye mguase. Debe oman obi a wa hwere fifira hwere mboja prisoner all the day akotocha ofam eye ya wode yan ahoroba wode hyan ensam a woka de gondo Kwame Nkrumah kankan ya me ensam liya no man nti new opportunity by a vice president for 3.5 years, president 6 months, president 4 years. Ijama ho pata the man. So kufa do kuya no ye fe Kwame. Se hwepa additions o man pay na kufa do that ka ho. Additions wa ba ka ho. And all the what to promote beyond this we promote internal tourism a one function bu from na ase schools a wo enkramayim schools a wo manto nkan nyina this they say is our founder that I disagree but so far
but you agree
I agree that
I disagree why you agree
I agree me say me that one on that score I disagree
because of your
because ye impako no gbagwe e won bia chen nwa wodu abie e ma abia yin e mu wonu ansana wada ya nkwan e ma ye dwepem ma wa abo ma nti ye impako nti onu when on disagree but onu everybody is entitled to their opinion.
You disagree.
One mama school free nya arrangement fonko sia nkwohwe na nwo so Kwame e hwani ba ba hye honsa ye da ho da che da yimpa ba na wonyo nam na kasa Kwame Nkrumah this way his life this you fa na car using no so ba ya Ministry of Tourism sanhye wo ho da sa siko bo pem pone so bo bu mebe won mebe e fa won maintain Kwame ya do ye fe na nsu mom na nhwado
maintenance culture
abai mbeda Kwame
I'm looking at Elmina
Chairman General.
Yes sir.
Oh Chairman General
Yes, sir.
Adekura cheda o man dwunwo hwe President Kufuor 2007 2008 hwe stadia esupon hwe wo fa na
tamale
oh my goodness sika papani ni eja na mo wa say ya san ya kwa awunyam na sika na ye botumi ya da ye bibo foforo ya sa de mesikan oh iti ma ekufuado onyina ban wa ye nhyepe yi kwa me mon ka bande in 5 years time in 10 years time in 15 years time emo mi kire na ye ba san ya akohia dodom nti owoda nhyehyɛ bi minister Mijelizi owoda nhyehyɛ bi bada ho a anyeye kura de not below 50%.
na wasa nhyehyɛ no won jin fi aban ni nsem o wa aban ni nsem na ozo problem ba say yezema private sector obi a wo experience with managing them nyameya
it will be better for us.
It will be better for us. In Tibia Aban, Ebia Minister of Tourism, say the one chimney. At the end of a quarter, Yabe accounts 1 day 40%, 30%, when you want yes, to 60%, you run a hall, you maintain your chair salaries every day. It is the only way. On your dama, if it goes back to the state, you better say.
Ozenda Abani Juma, what you now you want to share?
There you go.
Is that easy as you have made us understand?
That should be done.
That's so easy. I mean, some will also come up with the argument there. This whole business of privatization. We have state enterprises. Those who privatize the amount for one the state in which they were was even better than we have it today.
Well, PPP.
For example.
PPP.
For example,
PPP. Because I'm sorry to say this, but most of the time, if apart from the armed forces, the rest of the country doesn't have a maintenance culture.
That's for armed forces, is it? Honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
yes, I want to.
It's not my bias alone.
But that has started doing something.
I say, Tobala.
I say, Massa.
As for.
I say, what the man Massa.
Men in black.
Oh, there we
go. One boss, no sorry, I think
Men
in black.
Fido Cassia Kufoka GP.
Nia say.
Wacha Muno was the Kukuki. A Wafana, a Nizan, a Navarre. Nia Kukuki. Maintenance is the man, Sabio, I know the men Dadawa. Sabio, Yan Map for maintenance and William Yak.
Or today, MMDC for so.
When you
pick up in there, Brazil Banching in one, Urusum was a banker. New City Yard the same thing.
Alote, man come for some fantastic.
Yes,
MDC, our man Banchino, a quasi president. No, but man from Frafra, there, you can't a state institution. They must be noted for something. Here, okay, so you're for the and you are my soul, Sunday. And one at precision.
Yep.
That on the return. What time? Who be today? One. Police from the Wakaya, what I call within our own civilian ranks. So what kind of warrior? Shan, that my soldier from what it's bandam.
Well, the police required before the Navano Tundra. Also,
Nina, Nia,
but this is not police bashing.
It's not. It's not. Assembly now, no, they obey assembly napon. Anamwa. And ya can near cat 100 today. Maka, down near Sabaya said 2-3 months. Over a dampari. Moto Sara, wicked in summer, or that my police for Nijuma, what again, or your fear. Fata. Ponabafobia. But the point is, the lifespan of Bokwik is saying. The lifespan of Bokwik is saying. Yeah, just within this year. Eba plan your wa. Yeah, there. Yeah, using your good eye, maintaining our Bokwik that my hair. Nasikafu Biba. You took me the create another infrastructure. I'm a police. I can't. I come Kuma Museum. There can want some, but it could be a na sir, or so for Bama, or preacher. No, so the one thing now about the Hobia. And some American, it's also that Bobra. Yes. It's a Kwame. Mawai and shan, fair. Mon caban there. In fair room feed do nature. Obayad the full, Obayasefum, nay, for once. Woman, by 10 years later, 15 years later. There might be a crime in going out, but quoting 20 years and waba. Na yakada, a good father to 1 or more session. You can want some, you can maintenance. Yaminadum would say now to pum Maluto died. What I do.
And obviously, we should give it to a professional private facilities management company. It is better that way, and let the state have a stake in it. But to give it strictly to the state, put the staff on payroll, Uncle Kwamina, I beg you.
One year time Kwame Nkrumah ne ka ne time bonus one obeyo.
Alete.
Just a minute.
Okay, yeah, Kwame Nkrumah ne ka ne time bonus
obeyo bunda time brayo. What a blog no was Bami, look at this facility that was built by former President Rawlings. Oh yeah, Busum Jusam Fishing Harbor.
Fishing Harbor, yeah.
It's an eyesore.
Really?
Look, since I'm wasting well, meaning, oh yeah, far better or more advanced than that of Busum Jusam. There, yeah, this
no, only GPH one sema.
Oh, Mr. Konicha, on your inside,
me patch there, me pele muhu agency.
I mean, agency or organization.
Only GPH.
No, agency or organization. Bahamas, it might be GPH. But the issue is that maintenance.
On I did him.
Because I manage more than you did him to the American.
I
did him. A private Obia or yeah, Okita requisite Adi ne wa handle wa. We in the was say.
Good. Yo, nti Kwame. No kwada. Nti oman no ina ben. And mo way to no one can there. Is on your antecedent. Is political philosophy when you bibra is nananum and hankrenum suffered at their hands onamimu no namduma hankre hanana ankoyaman one bring the money na wetu anamo them nti man paying na ban ebuha.
Yeah, that's it. Obi say in the meantime, private phone warrior they should charge market rates for entry, not the token amounts people charge. Edward sends that one. Usinia mobile wabim. But
for Mufama
of course, Mufama the school for. Usinia mobile wabim. Ask Kwamina. No, what he means by the place had become like cow dung. Cow dung is a pile of chewed grass that has exited the other end of the animal. It cannot be counted. How then does the place become like a cow dung? Maybe he wanted to say a cow shed, or had become filled with cow dung. Tell him to take his time when he's doing his analysis, so he doesn't make simple mistakes. By the way, I greet him. Good morning, fire. And so T says, please find out the architect. Let's find him and mention the name. Well, that's an interesting one. I don't know who the architect is, but thank you, so T. I'll find out. Well, I'm sure we can ask. Alote Jacobs has said they're not right on his head. Dare not make the Kwame Nkrumah place a public run entity. It will fail Porto. Give it to a private entity to run for longevity. Alex sends that one. And then this one says, let's depoliticize the appointment of boards and management. Private sector will be profit-oriented and expensive to access. The significance Alote raises about the Kufado's acts of renovation for the two presidents is profound. Here is J.B. Danquest's grandnephew and current leader of the UP tradition, taking a key step to show a unification of our history, regardless of our differences. Nana Fredio Foriata, well, that's an interesting one. I like the portion that says, here's J.B. Danquest's grandnephew, current leader of the UP tradition, taking a step to show a unification of our history, regardless of our differences. Regardless of our differences. If only we'll focus on the things that unite us more instead of the things that divide us.
Kwame, what I'm seeing now is like the re-emergence of making of a nation. I would do time and I come with it. Just time for it.
Kwame, I was shocked yesterday when I heard a call on radio saying that the money used to renovate Nkrumah's grave should have been used to pay for the debt on school feeding. Chairman, Ghanaians are a complex and difficult group of people. Odeshi Ajabeng in Hacho. Hi, Bina, you see. Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum has seen a great facelift. Thank you, Nanado. Bema Samson, UCC, sends that one in. Okay, is it not funny when you hear some people, mostly the NDC, tagging the MPPs as anti-Nkrumahist, when indeed it's the MPP that has implemented all social interventions, just like what Nkrumah was doing, capitation, NHIS, school feeding, free SHS, just to mention a few. It's now up to the NDC to be able to identify just one single social intervention. Tonya says, sorry, in Adenta. The Almena Fishing Harbour must be managed by a PPP arrangement. Abeku in Lashibi, well, Alute is crying over that one. He's not very happy.
What's it? No, Gapuha once more.
Oh, I see.
Not sure they use Gapuha once.
Okay. KSK, how about if we give it to the armed forces to run? I beg, leave the armed forces alone. They have a lot on their plates already. Leave them to run their own facilities. What fascinated me most and indeed gave me bumps was the facial expression of Samia Nkrumah, the commissioning of the resting place of her father. I don't think it would be out of place to suggest that the directorship of the facility be given to Samia. Francis Brakwa, I beg. Yes, Kwame, it was a beautiful sight. The problem is how long this will be. If we keep it properly, Ghana will make money. By the way, the military should just guard the place for us, Keke. Gastiman in Brekum. Well, guard it, Keke. Maybe we can leave it to the police to do. Belated wishes to Alote Jacobs. As an educated fisherman, tell him to invite fisher folk next year for a birthday bash at Ogwa Apartments. God bless you, Uncle Alote. Dr. Atu Edu, Evans, Georgia, USA. The newly renovated Nkrumah Memorial Park. Now let's get out of the dirty politics and face the fact. NDC MPP who loves and respects Nkrumah, Kwadwo Edu Park, we should get out, but you are bringing them together again, and then it will start the kukurukuru. Anyway, so Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum Memorial Park given a befitting uplift, but as they ask, will we be able to maintain it? Maintenance.
Minister Kansimbia are a very important part. Because we can build or imbibe nationalism in these school children. Because a lot of moral studies now, things about Ghana, but mama farman walk hopper, obun dama, the other way your I side with you seriously there. Ministry of Education, Ministry of Tourism, and then Ghana Tourist Authority. Although we'll find way bia, Obutumaya program bia, schools throughout the whole country. Obutumama, Wama Farmer, Waba, Aboshe, Nkrumah Mausoleum.
In the meantime, whilst we are talking about it, there's something about cocaine that is going around. It's on the BBC just for what's cocaine were both Buckingham Palace and White House. I'm serious. Now I'm a Secret Service crowd why evacuation with White House. Ma why 1-2-1 where you there or and then cocaine occupy both White House and Buckingham Palace. Nah. Anyway,
American president
well, as I'm on Hey, also a similar renovation happened at the Ghana National Museum. Okay, I see. Who renovated it? I'm happy to hear that our National Museum also has seen some renovations. That's nice. Very nice. Peace 104.3 moving.
Ochade Omampain Ekufado na waye.
And I miss on sending moye on me into talk about all cause on mama I did a positivity.
Wow.
Me father say ke say malatu maybe obenya malaria bia kai say malatu and yedibe yehu ejuma. And then also switch to ZPay mobile money to get more and pay less. ZPay is always open, safer, cheaper and more convenient. Minkom na shibejum anopay Enra James Jachi Kwesin was sworn in as MP Asen North. Na NDC mpanyifo bebre ekoho ene 1. Domketo Omra Shibejum minority says they will boycott parliament on days that Jachi Kwesin has to go to court. Oneni na beko court. Eno muna doma hene ede abetuja se onyaya nkajachi Kwesin asemi aban noli prosecute chaso. Yes, Asen North traditional rulers have also called on government to discontinue Jachi Kwesin's criminal prosecution. Attorney General says ye din komo efa and somewhere a war quarter ya alabraka sebio ya numu break ni enwini kwechiri kakra na emra ejuma eniyeye aloje Jachi Kwesin na matters arising.
Jachi Kwesin na semia maba kan wa hade must disqualify ni mpeni bien na ebi nso wa ambushi party fo ma wanyino krai no hala pa
Dam
nya small kra ba kwami
aloje
yeah Christians and Muslims Yangopon omayemra through Moses and our Savior Jesus Christ. Moses got an eye for an eye,
a tooth for a tooth.
For a tooth. Does that law still stands? Jesus Christ is okay there. Say unyangu obo wasuma obo wa tebinaswa fenyifaso faman mombo. Yeah, Jingwa Christ now so no okay there. I came not to destroy but to fulfill. For upon this stands the law and the prophets. Upon this stands the law and the prophets. One side, Moses and Yangupon on share the state of Israel. See, Mainya Yegizi. Ogodu baby anasa me no bi bo waso ma wusu bonibi. Otu wenwa tunibi. Owoma for years. Ya jinga Christ na la nyamiti no mu obeyin. Also bi bo waso ma den koso faman mombo. Ma Peter bizon nti saminya go ye bonna oda mezi chana mpia na ahe. Also 70 times 7. But Christ didn't say anything. Also, I came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. For upon this stands the law and the prophets. Not Emran, Mata, Naughty, on the side. So, on the year shadow, in the Ghana painful, what is the can sama? I mean, may move him. Muhammad. But say minority fo what should there wa boycott parliament wa boycott Jachi Kwesin okwa. Is there no other mechanism majority wants to overturn wama parliament ni ejuma obokoda? Because if some are doing substitution by elimination now, then we will also do an elimination by substitution. The Mumbranu so order, because if in the absence of the speaker, the first deputy speaker then takes over. And since someone was a work of court, because one impa or court in the for the sake of one man, in Brawo Bible no say it is expedient for one man to die than for a whole nation to perish. It is expedient for one man to die than for a whole nation to perish. But if a group of or half of a nation was a work support just for one person at the expense of the progress of the nation, then we need to advise ourselves there or they adopt a kind of a mechanism. You be making sure the parliamentary machinery into human. I mean, seriously, this is my belief. If he was in someone yanka obiana mnokwando. Na say in someone no mukufim. No also there one work we was a fufu na amemeke tuntuma obey asam mumbodin but anida major on my Facebook do there
so then
say impinting them mama worry zagor aza omini won onye from to it mama can in there a nation without law or without laws is no nation. Or membiala mrenyimen on your mind. A nation is governed by law. Now, if you are part of the law, now you won't him. Now, you want to be benevolent, and then there you want to be seen as extraordinary. Then I beg to differ. Kwame. I seriously beg to
Peace FM.
In some obi or high court judge, no go there or there where nolly prosecute and then I are serious. Not just one promote to Momonga appeal court judge ama will rule against Wahana was a banwa. No way to my nolly prosecute. That is what I sincerely believe. Because Debia Yabaya one Nenya Yenya Chami for obeying him there Yanka Pachawa. Sabita Fraje. No Jade Emre Yigma. No Jade or many Oboko go to baby. My yen ma yenchin ma woboba there. Yabeso or many was no many maybe him Obia Yamopia. If he Judge question has become, I don't know how to describe it. There. Is it Judge question? Is it Adibia wa ofen imra? Mamreni nizi. Ane there. Ni election victory nin. Ono ma odi the minseminya ozaba. So how do we define a righteous person? Kwame. Since you are Ghana, how do we define a righteous person? There, do we make heroes out of bad deeds? Or many maybe no that do we have a future as a nation? I say yes, we should strive for it. We should. Or they make sure there or many or any future or money ujanenado or money in Yamaru Kodu pepe or many institutions be our woman you ubia ye nejuma pepe. Nese asemisi Tida himfi na yede schnapps na whiskeys na beers na bottles yes yede ko akapa chawa bizonunda na impakure obi fumin wodija ne dama. You see, you can't have two way adi obi need to burn yinya ye tra wo ye din I mean, Mangada Jazzy question when you go to one jail, you know. Because he's a friend. He has been a friend, and he's a friend. But what I'm saying that when people stand up, now what shall so guy when you mongas now we go win them yeah. Ana a papa do ne yer fana. I mean, me just there in some be you or when you were jumbo go no wo compare oshe bufu zuba kwami ejen ebufu kan sisi ala ebutum act in a way manner amanfo bagade ne kwami multinya me just there woma jachi kwesin onko so oye nyame ni pie de jachi kwesin wo bejan nemu say ya tutun tefi gu hu ne ya kakan sam ye de tia emrafuna we da sami o man payinfo a won so wash your money a obokoku do na ye bagade some people are being one sided nzamezi mama kan de sasin traditional rulers mo working menyim rulers in dodoa we kesha na worker if it is there it is the manso and then the menim traditional council for no we kesha na worker maybe we need to sit down and them some is one kan wo bagum savage the fra jambe say monkeys play by sizes nti nyamo tete dam mbegye bagum na nka nemo efechi na hwempemfu mo woka na echi amanyama ya kama na efibio so montumu hu se mra odu obido a na impako no onyin ko mrehema ana abanu wotumo obotum weji adamazim so a wa stop wa gede wonje ya
obetuma ya nolly prosecute
abanu wodu no
ono ozun koy no na so bituma ka de sisi ameje
ami mamma kanai kwami
alate
adina wenya yaji wegezi nukunyim ni da parliament su yago yehwe ebinim shafufu egwanu so fa obi andrem ne mbeyinfo a oni party odom won so ogbo na ose wo ho wo so ani yin yehwe ja obokodo zo bezikan Hasami.
Alete Jacob Smith say Peace 104.3. A few comments, a few messages from Omomutien. Kwame, at what point in time does the opinion of a traditional ruler supersede that of a stipulated law of the land? Let's be careful we don't create a bad precedent with the Jachikwesin saga. Jomo Pokwase Festus. Akilu Fantiakwa says the Attorney General must drop Jachikwesin's case. Jachikwesin maintains he's not guilty, so why are so many people pleading for the case to be dropped? Those who are pleading are suggesting that he's guilty. How can a lawmaker break the law in order to be elected to parliament? And I'm watching Pokwase. Well, let the courts decide on whether he broke the law. Okay. Tell Alete Jacobs to be careful of his narratives from the Bible. Why didn't Sam George turn the other side at Ayawasu, but rather started running? Okay. Kwame, is it possible that Domahene, being a judge, holds the belief that Jachikwesin could be convicted, and that is why he's urging the president or the attorney general to dismiss the case? Citizen Francis. Well, what the Domahene said and the platform on which he said it were both inappropriate. He is becoming too conspicuously a politician. Maybe he should resign his position as a chief and a judge and contest public politics. His constituents, I believe, will vote massively for him. Kwesi in Cape Coast. Whilst it's within the right of the NDC minority to boycott parliamentary business anytime Jachikwesin goes to court, it is equally important to remind them that their intended boycott will not and cannot stop the court from doing its work if he is found guilty. At the risk of prejudice, Will those NDC MPs accompany Jachi Kwesi in case he's sentenced to prison? They should give us a break. This is political blackmail. Sir Obama in Pokwase. The call by the Domahene, who is also a sitting High Court judge, is very unprofessional. When the MP was advised to wait and finish his legal case, he refused. The Domahene didn't find wisdom in advising him suddenly. Jachi Kwesi should be let off the hook just because he won an election. The next thing you know, we'll be asking for Dr. Atuforsen and Collins Dauda to be freed because they are MPs. Ni Ayite. The very last one says, we have thousands of people in our prisons whose incarceration adds nothing to our development. We might as well file a nolli prosequi and free them all. Farouk in Tema. Kwame Duncan Brim.
Kwame Duncan in Peace FM.
And Kwame Duncan in Accra. Before that, the Logistics Company of Ghana wants to inform the general public and the cherished customers that beginning Tuesday, the 11th of July to Monday, the 11th of September, Operation Zero will deploy ECG staff to the premises of customers to demand payment of outstanding bills. And ECG so maybe be a friend Operation Zero. You best start it Tuesday 11th July, compare Monday 11th September. ECG Jumaya Fobeba. See a beji sika mamudi Kenya na. Inti amoba amuni bedi hun come here sure say before then any ECG bedi hun come inti pacho monshan and soon. Regional and district officers will operate a lean staff because ombi pia ko enyo friend Operation Zero. Omene bambo 4 enebe. Inti pamcho with the ECG car konakutia. Kwame Duncan, Accra.
Wow, my girl, Dr. James at Lindsay.
What's the name?
If you know where we were, watch all the Lindsays at Cape Coast.
It's the Lindsays in Accra.
Yeah, the Lindsays in Accra.
And our Lindsays at Cape Coast.
Kwame was can Mamma ye quick one. I saw for pain, Anglican for pain, being all kind of share. Well, there. No one can dim your light.
No one
can dim your light.
Okay.
And the Ora Baumia Alaji, doctor. Impa also intercrachon name your son. Mawo Batirim Walker. What is he saying? In an attempt, in an effort. They may look bad in the eye and in the sight of the party delegates. The more they conspire to do that, the more the love for you grows. The Dr. Baumia, focus, keep going. Mbirizono echinjebia nyiwo de instrument owa pempem no si na oyeyi je sam wo kase aka de ehia yedu wachiri na mpempempempem a wo party mu a waji utum obia nje nyima mboni tirim ya wo social media show asem bia onyim krok atena radio do akansam ya mu bia nywami I mean, from as far back as in 2011, I make sure I said, remember where you do. Anytime I spoke for Ekufado, I spoke for Baumia. Baumia Dima, be vice president. I mean, man, Trump, because I mean, you don't sign on. No, this is a good man. Jamie don't know. Insu, and Tan San, for that. He's a good man. The man is a good man. Na Greater Accra, we saw it. Oh yeah, networking, baby, high level network. I mean, charge or same war as anti-meme of your channel call. I mean, come. Oh yeah, Monunkum in the witchy. Oh, Ashisha Mobia Nana Doom. Brim and Fayum. Functionism, Concron, they are could always rise all night. Kwame,
Answer number 2, I don't know. Chairman General, do you remember there was an MP by name Amwating who was involved in drug trafficking and the noise the NDC made about it until we all know what happened? Why does the NDC always want to be treated differently? They jailed Adamu Sakande for the same offense. By the way, since when did the chief's palace become the judiciary? I think our traditional authority should keep the sanctity of the chieftaincy institution. That is SASA. Chairman General, my main problem is how does a high court judge, who is also a paramount chief, rope the president into a judicial issue? George from Ridge. General, I think we shouldn't behave like the ostrich. If the man has become an MP, why are all the cases against him? Dan Otriga East Hospital. Kwamina Duncan, Studios of Peace FM.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Ma Brent be assemblyman. Oh, bono more than papa assemblyman low cost. Or a Winiba. From William Dicatia. Na your main charge was some. Ne electoral papa ye.
William Dicatia.
Dicatia, that's right. The low cost. Ma munya moba. Nembe no so. Monta ne chibo no ntum koda no fonso. And see William, all the best for you. Now, Kwame. Model here or they are disaggregating.
Mate.
Into me in Kokrokoo. What the kind first and foremost let me deal with the chiefs now who pray more or parliament. Kwame. They allow themselves to be drawn into an NDC dirty political campaigning.
Later.
Oh. Sure. The period preceding as not by elections. Can some other friend a bank I don't know. But the truth of the matter is that in a bank even of a developed country, na all communities when you have some na buying we some from Norway, even in developed countries. I been mukasa I me peda even in developed countries resources in ya aban baba tanda every Tom Dick and Harry community when you had the bia inti kakra obakiti mu aban hwe oye major national projects. Nancha manchester so in there nancha assembly no so focus wo communities wo basic needs bia wo here clinic chips compound ababiara yebokwa akoto biara even if it is Ayawaso West East Legon. It can never be there East Legon when you needs.
Oh, but I'm you.
Exactly. But they can't tomorrow.
Mite.
Ayawaso West, mammy, you will continue.
Peace.
Let's do my best. Ukuna ne ma ye. One who brother, who smart this some Ayawaso West man. You will continue. You're not the woman. 2024, you will be re-elected. Now, can't some there. Young friend, then so you are. Get into that community, and they will tell you, you hear them. You are saying there. Abay says Abaya the focal point. And there may be crying baby. Abay is bad from doing that. It's politics in the awesome ma a classroom, maybe na mosun ma office ma ebakan ma ebayan, but they confirm that or you different. It confirm that. But are we not the ones who are told that human needs are insatiable? Come yeah. Look at Master Michael.
Yeah.
It's you can never have any single community. But can want we in had it. Says I don't want 100%. At any point, be a had the people pay. Ipa de say wara aye dada edabe say discardumpa and who the hard discardo the still you still continue to want to have more na ono na I abe ɔmanpanyin nhyehyɛ a na nankasa wayɛ dada ɔyɛ kwan a wɔatwa wagudu tum ɔyɛ da na wayɛ dada a wogudu a na wɔreyɛ I was in office when arrangements about that road nwa ɔde yɛtua ho car na de nya yɛnye highways yɛ de madwuma ni na I was in office
from 2017.
Yes, no yɛ da yɛ kwa ka yɛ by election ɛmehyehyɛ ni na no preceded by election but by election so ason ɔman paying so for the no there are some needs be a yɛ use the more opportunity yɛn hwɛ mfa yɛ mo ho kwa me my understanding nanum ma mbiri baya bosom kuro ma ɔman paying na ban wɔba abayɛ wɔ yɛ community development a wɔde bay even though nkyɛ ɔyɛ da no hɔ dadaade a nkyɛ nsampa yɛde wurade ase but mosi yi so nti nwa abayɛ adwuma da aboɔ hɛ wɔyɛ yɛkɔ abato yɛanto ama ho impa yɛto yɛ manni na mmom yɛhia biribi na nanu ma moyɛ ɔne dɛ mosra ɔmanpanyin na asɔe yinyo yɛ nhyehyɛ ma abɛm mpanyinfo a wɔwɔ district hɔ region hɔ dzimanyim wokɔka da ɔmanpanyin ase mo ada ase awen na mo dze ntotɔsrɛ da aka no ho ɔmanpanyin ihe de ya nananom ihe de mo nyinaa mo yɛ hɛmba enti ma yɛwie yɛsrɛ hebe kyɛ hunum babar abotum yɛ da wa mim dɛ ɔyɛ criminal prosecution de ɔmfa wo ho emu ɔyɛ attorney general nanso sɛ botum kasa bi aba that is what nananum that is what they do.
Your crying father, that's what you mean.
I say
your crying father.
Yes. Na mun ko nkeja parliament NDC create platform na wada akase ewie Kofi Amabu akase ewie na wa push mu ebeje ho mama akasa. You are being partisan. Mu jamfra mam na mo yɛ dam calling nananum when did that happen? Nananum ma yanta ase ma mo yɛ inde mo de mo gyina suanyim na mo order to ye no wada to ye obenden na nananum peda mo yi ɔmanpanyin kasa mo ka gyina parliament NDC platform na we create na nananum mo ka gyina do na wada yɛ dam request.
No NDC platform.
Yeah. But Kwame, you didn't watch the clips?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm a Kofi Bua. No, I'm saying that this topic is disaggregated one. It's me picking all the pieces. It's ya kwea. Sebio nananum me yenyum kwea wo fado ya maade. Ya kwea wo fado all den chamo fado na mudi da mudjuman. Ya kwan no kwan. Na mewen Kwame mama sama mbra oya enwa waka mo abobodin bi wa ha aboy wa fa na omahin do mahin on this paramount chief you need to hold your breath otherwise Kwame he has allowed himself to be sucked into the arena of death.
Meaning?
I'm telling you. See, Kwame Hamaimeu, oye sections of society, the Ghanaian society. A coup, a baby, the surpa. Nananum sapon in fact, they are at the very apex. Nananum, na onka ya beat there, odikro, onka ya beat there, nimfahen, ana
person coming in.
Oman hen. The proud people of Doma man. I'm wondering whether indeed he has paused for a moment to reflect on why, as the paramount chief, He is always in the eye of the storm.
He's the president of the Bono Traditional Council.
That is different. Kwame, president of the Bono Traditional Council.
I am just adding to what you're saying.
Yes, I'm saying that. Yeah, okay, yes, fine, fantastic. Again, president of the Bono Traditional Council. Bono, no,
House of
Regional
Chiefs.
House of Chiefs.
House of Chiefs.
The Bono House of Chiefs, sorry.
These are very, very eminent positions. Eminent positions. My understanding, they are the last to speak. So what we are seeing of this chief is that virtually every topic of the day, political, whichever, paramount chief, that in itself, Kwame, it's a big weight. Then you swing to the other side of him, that he sits in judgment, can pronounce judgment that Kwame Duncan, indeed you are guilty of murder, you are convicted, or you have been convicted and now sentenced to death. Ebadi no so no mu yedu ochindam the same way. Ebadi no so chidam, part of the judicial system, part of the legal system, part of our court system. In fact, he belongs to the class of judges. If they make decisions, now it's not been overruled, and it is a decision which is what I call prime decision, or one that has never been made before, based on certain facts and all of that. It becomes law. The Superior Court of Judicature, High Court, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court. So assembly pay maybe at the facts on your sida. It must decide. Nasa decided on point of law correct. Be them correct. Nasa if it's not set aside either at the appeal, the Court of Appeal level, Supreme Court, it will continue to be referred to as if such facts are of the similar nature. But his decision will be continued to be referred to. Or your judges now will make a law. His point is that when a person becomes vested with political authority, the law gets cancelled. I'm asking a question. Nana, your point is that when a person becomes vested with political authority, the law is cancelled relative to that person. But Nsembi so Kwame, adding on to this whole attack and perception, NDC, that has continued to portray the judiciary. There, Judge Kwesi na some no cross Supreme Court. So no can hubia. And no left. Now you know too well that in your profession and in the legal fraternity, you don't speak just like that. It was a lecture in honor of the memory of former president. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Organized by NDC. Correct?
Yes.
I mean, my understanding of what they do. If we're a lawyer, if we're a judge, you may not even necessarily have to be a judge or lawyer. But you have a particular understanding to the issue that has been decided. You take the issue and you critique it. You bring in the alternatives. Why you think that court in the decision now or fine, you're no kwanda. And see, as a judge, you know too well. There, I must not just stand on a podium and say the mokra atibin, moko benkum. You must at that lecture, you must point it out there. Look, based on this and that and that and that and that and that, the decision made in that case was in error, and that's Emi Makanwa. And this is how my reasoning will be, and finally the decision that I will arrive at. You never said nothing of that sort. All you said in there, what that means is that to the ordinary mind, and if you're listening, to the ordinary mind, that pronouncement, what it means is that those who gave that ruling were not fair. What are you adding on to this perception? Perception NDC 2012 when they decided that or the extra constituencies in this country, everybody who mattered spoke about this matter. Everybody. So we're insistent it is the law. That time former President Mama, not Seguadu. But it is the law. Oyembra. And if he said it was the law, it was the law. Kwame, Afrejan, also I'm empowered by the Constitution. President Mama say, look, Afrejan is empowered by the Constitution and it is the law. I can't agree with those who say that last minute creation of the constituencies may jeopardize national security. I don't agree with you. It was about 2 or 3 months to the elections. It was the law. Again, in that it was the law, legal challenges were mounted. Anytime it went to the court gave its ruling. And that was okay. That was the law. That was no challenge, no difficulty. 2012, I send all of us back to that period. It was the law. The my brother Kwame was the biometric biaba. The ones that Kesuda share the cook, the whole one sound, the coconta into Mufan 2 more years. 2, 3, 4, 5 days. The position that we were, Bibia Boko for the good of this country. Kwame, Dormahin must understand that the profession, that proud profession he belongs to, is already on the chopping board by the NDC. Ebia, or your lip or pede add on, then he can continue on that path. He can. Now, Macron, this is disaggregated, as I told you. Kwame, Macron, there are others I here have also called for this continuation of the trial in the court.
Are you clear too?
You see, when you are part of a group and you are not motivated by the ideology of the group, and it is your motivation is personal, I discount you. About 2 or so weeks ago, Kwame, I read elsewhere.
So then?
Or chiding the president and chiding this government. And he's doing that on tribal lines.
Are you clear too?
Yes. Kwame, if you are a member of a political party, you must have that understanding there. Positions are limited. And not all at any point in time can be appointed into positions. Say, I may have done as a positions, what was in my become fine. President Kufuor's time, when Attorney General had opportunity to serve, Kufuor was your ambassador of Ghana to Canada. 4 years. For some reasons. Kwame, for some reasons. And you know the limitations that the Constitution itself places on ministers, ministerial appointment and all of that. The number of ministers you have in Parliament. And again, where you even have them coming from. All of those will play on the hands of an appointor. He's doing some dirty tribal politics there. This whole thing, some of us are just sitting and looking on. We see he has appointed somebody who he calls a foreign minister, and another person there as a deputy minister. And but Kwame, do a check. If they are not in the ministerial positions, you find them in the CEO positions. But is that the point? That someone who sometimes they call themselves high-ranking party officials.
But a former attorney general. senior lawyer Ghana.
Fantastic.
Ose Osha Jachikwe na Semi.
What is the basis? Kwame, he must give us the basis, whether political or legal. If it is political, I ask myself, that is it because he's gone back and he's been revoted, and so then the question comes back again. Does the vesting of political authority in a person, does that lead to the cancelling or the cancellation of the effect of the law? If it is political, if it is legal. So obi what to aba mana. Emra yi itum wa de impano dubio. If that is the point, why is he not calling for discontinuation of the criminal trial of Atufosin? Atufosin is also a member of parliament representing people.
Yeah.
That Atufosin's crime is one that is
alleged crime.
Alleged crime is prosecutable. That one the law can go on with him, and that for another that cannot proceed. Is that what a former attorney general is telling the entire country? Is that a new philosophy of the law that someone the charges, the criminal charges preferred against him under oath, lie to a public officer, perjury? These are all captured in our criminal code. So he's gone back. His people has voted him. On the basis of that, we must drop the law. We must cancel the law. Attorney General. Now, as for others who have also added their voice, I don't want to go there, because if I go there, it will be similar questions to them. Atufosin is a member of parliament, for God's sake. But granted that we do this, granted that what you're asking for, we do this in the future. In the future, can we ever get a member of parliament, ever, for whatever reason, for whatever crime he's allowed to have committed, to face the law? Can we ever do that? Agbedapi was a member of parliament.
Daniel Agbedapi, yeah.
What happened to him?
Oko Ifiadzi.
But he was a member of parliament. He was representing the people of Keta.
Sitting member of parliament.
He was
MP.
representing the people of Keta. Keta.
Yes.
Is that the new path they want this country to carve for itself? That because you are vested with political authority, now the people have voted for you, the law must not have authority over you. This is the proposition. This is the point they are raising that we must go by. Kwame.
Yeah.
Are you going to also receive?
Oh, man say man couldn't say man.
Kwame, yeah.
No. Munge, what the room?
One I can make. Let's see, yeah.
Kwame. Well, friend, NDC, they were the ones who did the lecture. They were the ones who did the lecture. And invited Domahine there.
Domahine.
The
Oya Tamils
Institute.
Oya Tamils Institute.
Oya anniversary.
You also celebrate or commemorate the 10th anniversary of the passing of.
It had no link with the NDC.
I'm sure it did.
Completely NDC platform.
But let me.
NDC platform.
I can say let me. I'll check. Chiado.
See, Kwame, is it the irony? Is it the irony?
Yeah. Journals with NDC.
For NDC.
Nigeria NDC, we go get invited.
I'll take in Portugal or no
party for inviting outsiders.
And Portugal mean John Untum.
They invite insiders.
I'll take or husband in Portugal.
Kwame. Man can no go some sure.
Kwame. Kwame
na Chiado.
In the organizations, a friend bar, Obagas and Barmo.
Kwame. I proceed now. I proceed.
Yeah, please.
Kwame, and this organization at Amers. See, at Amers, I as an MPP person, man can't anything that was in his favor for obvious reasons. And Kwame, Oba Baye, or man paying, or ye Jumo, or ye be. To date. At the end is forever. So what Bonhaba, one can say Bonhaba, that I have anything that they attribute to him. virtually in the minds of the Ghanaian people. At a mess is it for NDC, ne period in the well, we watch that virtually we're killing if you. And now shabby treatment is far, be more in Kokrokoo. But the point I even want to raise on in there, Professor Morris, Kwame, lawyer for Bakachro, war in Benim, Nanga Sosha said, I am Benim, na of him Benim, about a tax expert, of a tax expert, other politics by a vice president, must be a president. Kwame has a huge contribution to the law of Ghana. No writings, do what? Decision be a court aye.
Kwame, make your point. I don't have time anymore.
Decision be a court aye. At a mercy, your point, while your critique of the decision. You find his writings in several areas of the law, in commercial law, in company law, several of them. Ghana Law Review, his writings, and very beautiful. Oh yeah, analysis of the judgment that the court has given. This, in his view, should have been the way the court should have gone. In his memory, in honor of his memory, then you bring in a judge and see what he did, bastardizing the very profession that he himself belongs to. Now, Kwame, mami kenye kasi, ekasi, on you there. And this if in there 1 year there, one parliament, because Jaji question is before the law. Hey, the good people of this country indeed must be the best judges here. There, when in 2021 January, when we had those norms, Emma Walker there, oh, this would then make Parliament effective and efficient and all of that. Now we see the result there. Embra yambra obiara embor embrado na nyimpan womrenyim a member of parliament we djuma in the parliament na djuma or the kokaye na mum obiara nsu kwan there e ba hye wunwa nachi na supporting. Their point is that ejuma na our parliament na yetu honka ya ma ho bosa what that to ahe mo wazi mo what the management mana wasi one year osande when you power mbranyima mbran oyinzi but come ending it I must quickly get this to the IGP the premises of the court to about 200 meters away from the court must be heavily barricaded.
Benja.
That's it.
Benja.
But Kwame, the courtroom is not a political platform. You are aware of that?
Yes, I do.
Yes. And the court must have that serene environment to be able to dispense justice. So you cannot, we as a country cannot sit down and get a group of people there, walk a courtroom to go and disrupt the administration of justice at all. And it is the duty of the state and here the police, the security, to ensure that nothing at all, absolutely nothing, must impair the process of justice administration. It's about 200 meters from the premises of the court, heavily barricaded. And let's see what they do with themselves. Kwame, it's a story which is running. We'll come back next week and continue with the answer.
It's a story which is running. We'll come back next week and we'll continue. Obiso say ebia woko sunya nti no Fred o ma hene de onyo won bakasa nti no ebia na asama alote kan no onye na nya adwen nti alote over to you. Ask Kwame Duncan to exercise restraint, please. Aikwe Otu gave his reasons, which obviously Kwamna didn't listen to. Aikwe Otu's reasons, among others, was that it was not good for the politics, since the party will be going back in 2024 for their votes. He went on to say that notwithstanding, nolle prosequi does not mean the case can't be resurrected in future. Ni in Bachona. This one also says he was speaking at the Bono Bono East African Western North regional version of the Atemel's commemorative lecture in Sunyai. Master Planner Junior Kentampo sent that one. So I'm trying to anyway, I leave it there. Eja Daminyan Mem says, my simple question to those making noise that the Attorney General should discontinue the case. Should we change the constitution because of Jachi Kweson's alleged crime? Well, I leave it there. As Kwamna Duncan says.
Kwame say ngukomba eshia sasa kwamosusu beyema okaza.
And you are reiterating your point.
Osei Kofi Akwa, National Youth Organizer of the CPP. Osei Kofi, you say the CPP was not involved in the mausoleum reconstruction and things. Osei Kofi, it's not about the CPP.
It's about Ghana.
It's about Ghana. Now, you propose that for the maintenance, you should have 3 members from the CPP. CPP, anyway. But anyway,
from CPP.
He says, imagine the Canadians finding out that Jachi Kwesi lied on its application for their citizenship. Will we have high court judges who have sworn an oath of office to apply the law without fear or favor, beginning that exemptions should be made? Maybe it's time to review cases that Don Maheni has presided over the years. Cheers to the hypocrisy we call democracy. Osei Kofi Akwa, National Youth Organizer, CPP. CPP. That CPP was not represented yesterday, but it wasn't about CPP.
3 members from CPP.
Nah, well, CPP. What 3 members are what manage?
Okay, Soki.
Okay, buddy.
Soki.
Peace FM.
I gotta go, man. 4 minutes past 11 on a Wednesday morning, July 5. Kofi Kumbelson is next on your radio. The next news broadcast is at 12. God willing, we're back tomorrow morning. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have. And as always, when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.